Old Google Earth footage of what could be the massive spacecraft being exposed in Greenland due to the melting ice caps. A UFO that's 300 miles long, 2 miles tall, and 55 miles wide. A craft that they say was buried under the ice for 50,000 years, can control weather, and is still active today. Buckle up, it's about to get real. You heard it here first. What's up, my Night God family? So, a lot of you were asking about where exactly this UFO was located in Greenland. That you couldn't see it on Google Earth, okay? And I meant to throw this in as part of my video, but it got so long that I'm just gonna make a separate video on it. So, what I'm gonna show you is old footage. And you can tell this guy, he posted it 4 years ago on YouTube, but he got this footage from older footage. It has to be. And I think it came from the time when Google Earth was more or less live and updated in real time. It was like that for the first couple of years it was up, or maybe the first year, but then it started getting sketchy, so they changed it. But I think this is from that time. And you can see exactly what I'm talking about as far as the Greenland UFO in Greenland. He zooms in on it. It's not a picture perfect, clear photo of it, but it gives you an idea of what it is and just how big it is. Check this out. Then, right after this, I have a special treat for you guys. It's very cool, so stay tuned. So you'll notice it at the southern end of Greenland. And this is Google Earth of old, so it's much different. Like, for example, look to the right. It looks like a pyramid. Just saying. Like a massive pyramid right there. To the right of the screen, the bottom right. Massive pyramid right there. So, you can see here an anomaly at the southern end of Greenland. This object was found under melting ice. And this was posted 4 years ago, and I'm pretty sure the video is from even an older time because it's not this guy's video. But notice the color of it. It's very square, very long. Here it says 120 kilometers long, 20 kilometers high, and 2 kilometers wide. I think they maybe got that wrong, because this guy right here says it's 90 kilometers wide. I don't know. It's up in the air at this point. But notice the colors. Very interesting colors. It's very square, and it is massive. It's huge. I wish it was still there so I could go measure it and kind of scope it out. But notice the very straight lines, very clean. An amazing craft, especially if it's what they say it is. Is this proof? I'm not sure. I don't know if you'd call it proof or not. But there's something there. It looks as though maybe in the front it was like slightly broken, maybe? I'm not sure. And it does look like it's kind of cambered or fogged out a little bit. Well, there you have it, folks. I don't know how I even found that actual footage. Like, really, the chances of stumbling on that YouTube video were very finite. I don't know how I found it. I think I was looking through Google Images, saw it, and then clicked on it. But just the chances of finding that actual video is wild. And it shows the anomaly. It shows it. I mean, it's not a fallacy. It's not essentially fiction that something is there. Whether it's a UFO or not, we can never actually verify personally, right? You know, if a witness came forward, a whistleblower or something like that, maybe. But allegedly, if you watched my previous video on the subject, they take a gas-powered, like not gas, like conventional gas, like propane gas-powered Caterpillar, 200 miles back and forth to it, because they can't get planes to it, they can't get more or less electrical vehicles to it, I want to say. It shuts them all down. So that's crazy, right? If it's capable of what the gentleman said it is, I mean, wild, wow. Weather control, insane. Maybe that's where microwave technology came from. Nuclear power, maybe that's where we got that idea from. Who knows how many, you know, especially if, I mean, this is mind-blowing stuff, guys. It's active. If it's active, can you imagine it? Could you imagine just walking onto this thing? And why and where did the actual original builders, operators of this UFO go? Where could they have possibly gone? I mean, the fact that it's operable and it's just chilling is insane. I mean, it's mind-boggling stuff here. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. It's crazy. 50,000 years old. And he kept saying the Moise people or the Moise. Maybe he meant to say the Moors. I've seen a couple comments on that. And that's totally a valid thought. I thought it sounded like he said the Moise people, the Moise. So I'm not sure. I know the Moors. I don't think the Moors have ever been. The Moors have never been designated the title of extraterrestrial in the information and stories that I've found about them. They're not defined as UFO type beings. They're just humans that were much older and maybe more advanced than we thought, but not necessarily ET status. I don't know, and I don't know if they've ever associated them with Easter Island and the statues there either. So hard to say. Very intriguing to say the least. Now, could that just be some random structure built by man? Sure, absolutely. It could be something like a massive storage building or a massive farm or something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean it's an absolute spaceship. Now, why would they cover it up today? Who knows? At the end of the day, it is intriguing to say the least, and it keeps the mind rolling, right? So, that being said, that's the video I told you I would show you guys of the alleged Greenland UFO. Now, one thing more I got to show you guys. I just was about to post this video when I saw it. Absolutely crazy. Well, check this out. Do you see the massive square covering pretty much the entire country of Greenland from top to bottom? Then notice at the very top of the said square, there looks to be a line or an exit, right? Is that the actual UFO base? This is just a theory. The actual UFOs, their facilities, their structures, it's all completely under the ice, y'all. I'm just shooting in the dark here, y'all. I'm just shooting in the dark. It's perfectly square, shaped similar to the craft. It looks like a facility of some sort underground. Wow. Now, next, I want to show you this footage. A gentleman on TikTok has a very high-powered telescope that he looks at the stars with. He zooms in extra close to the stars. And what you see is nothing short of fascinating and baffling at the same time. Check this out. Notice when he zooms in, for one, look at the way it flickers. Look at the waves going over it, if you will. Then I'm having trouble figuring this part out, why the outer rim is so orangish yellow. Then you have on the inside the blue, a little bit of blue, and then in the center you have the dot. But notice as he zooms in, and I might have to get a little better close up than this, but as he zooms in, notice the multiple rings. And this is for my OG Night God followers. I know y'all are gonna know what it looks like, right? Let me know in the comments what you think it looks like. What does it remind you of? Does it remind you of something in particular? The circles around circles around circles. Very intriguing, to say the least. Very, very odd that the stars look like this. Interesting, eh? I thought so myself. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. It may or may not be true. I'm not saying anything. I'm not alleging anything. I'm not saying the stars aren't exactly what they say they are. But this is a very, very cool video of what this gentleman claims is a close-up of a star. But look at the flickering. Check it out. Now I want you to count the circles around the center of this. And he zooms in even further here. It's amazing. Now right here, what does that remind you of? Does that not remind you of the literal flickering of the sunlight off the bottom of a pool on a hot summer day? It's the waters from the oceans, right? Absolutely stunning visual. One of the coolest I've ever seen of a star. But count the rings. I want you to count the rings. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe, 5 or 6 possibly. If it has, I picked a couple up. Right here. This is where you see most of them. There's probably 6 rings, 6 to 8 rings to me. But this is why stars flicker, guys. Right here. I'm not sure. Maybe the center actually is a planet. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. What do I know? I'm just a creator. Very cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick follow-up video. I kind of threw it together real fast, so I hope it was held to the standard. That being said, I'm going to leave you with this little clip. And I want you to watch it and think how it relates to my video. Or if it doesn't at all, you never know. Enjoy. Stay in love, stay in the light, be kind to others. I am out.